Hello, everybody, and welcome to another edition of Beyond the Stands. Of course, I'm your host, Rick Semmler, and joining me is former Terre Haute South standout Jason Swarens. He's joining me by video from the University of Wisconsin in Madison. Jason, great to see you.
What's up?
He's always been a guy of many words, but we have to have him on. I know we talk about the football and basketball, but Jason competes for the University of Wisconsin track and field. And I tell you right now, over the last 4 years, you'd be hard-pressed to find anybody in the Wabash Valley that has done more than Jason. His credentials have been incredible. This past Saturday, he won the outdoor track and field Big Ten championship in shot put, becoming the first Wisconsin Badger to win that since 2000. Jason, I tell you all that. How exciting was this past Saturday?
Oh, it was so fun. When I got into my last throw and I had already won, so I was like, I might as well try and throw a little further, and sure enough, threw further and got amped up. So
you speak of winning, the championship. It's not like, you're at a small school or, like a Division III school. You're competing in one of the top conferences in the country. To be crowned a champion at that and the competition you're facing, is it extra special?
Oh yeah, it's definitely extra special. Especially with the addition of those 4 teams, it's so much more competitive now. And I know as a team we finished second overall. We tied with Minnesota, and then Oregon won on the men's side. But I was really proud of our guys for getting second. And it's those 4 teams really add a lot. You didn't really think about it until you get to that meet and you start throwing and you see all these great throws and the standards to make into finals. So yeah.
One thing I found very interesting, so you win the shot put Big Ten championship outdoors this season. You didn't even make the finals last year. So did you go into this with a chip on your shoulder this year?
100%. Yeah, I was super upset last year. Luckily, I was able to put it past me and go on to regionals, make it to nationals, and then ultimately become runner-up, which was awesome. And then this year, going in, I knew on that first throw I just needed to get a mark that was going to get me to finals, and I did that. And once I did that, it felt like the weight of the world was off my shoulders and just go out there and have fun.
Well, those are some big. If people are watching the video, those are some big shoulders there that you have these days. So that's saying something. You do multiple things at Wisconsin, I know, but shot put is your big thing that you're really good at. You're currently number 1 in the country, in the nation, with a throw this season. Talk about that throw that you had earlier in the season at the Badger Challenge and where you stand at in shot put right now.
Yeah, I knew pretty much all year I could throw 70 feet. I know my coach talks to Ashley Kovacs, who is Joe Kovacs' wife and coach, a professional thrower, and she said I could throw 70. And once she said that, I was like, yeah, I can do this. So, why not do it at the home meet? Set up, get to wake up in my own bed, go to our practice facility, and all my family was there to watch. And it was really a great throw. I watch that video all the time. I know I should put it past me and get ready for nationals, but I keep watching that video. I love it.
Well, you should watch that video. That's my next question. Obviously, you got the encouragement there that you could do it, but to be the number 1 right now thrower in the country, that's a big deal. It's not like it's a small area; it's the country. How cool is that when people say, "Well, Jason Swarens has the mark right now that you got to beat"?
Yeah, no, it feels great, especially with. I've been at the number 1 spot early in the season, like with around like a 20.5 meter throw or so. But to throw 70 and be number 1, it's like that's tough to beat. That's tough to pass up right now.
I want to thank our sponsors of the show, Crow Equipment Incorporated, Snap Home Media LLC, Sycamore Insurance Associates, and Andrews Heating and Air Conditioning, your 2018 American Standard Heating and Air Conditioning, building a higher standard award winner for quality and reliability you can depend on. Call Andrews Heating and Air Conditioning, 765-832-9401. Okay, so let's talk about your season so far. It's been a pretty good season for you. you, the indoor season, you placed third at the track and field championships. Last year, you were the national runner-up at the NCAA outdoor track and field championships. You're moving forward in the postseason right now. So I guess right now, what is your mindset? What is your goals moving forward?
Yeah, right now with regionals, I guess they used to be called regionals. It's kind of called the first round of nationals. You only get 3 throws. And the top 12 on the day move on to nationals, or like the second round of nationals, where then that's like a whole new competition. You get 3 throws and then you go to finals and get 3 more. That's 2 weeks after regionals. So right now I'm just like looking to be, I guess, consistent with good throws that'll get me into that regional meet. I know Big Ten's all of my first 3 round throws would have made it. So that's very encouraging. So yeah, the mindset is just stay healthy. We're going to probably go a little heavier in lift tomorrow, but then after that, it's taper down. We'll probably taper down tomorrow. Actually, we lifted pretty heavy Monday. So
you mentioned your upcoming schedule. It's crazy. You have the NCAA opening round of the regionals May 28th, the top 12 making on to the official nationals out in Oregon, June 11th through the 14th. And I mentioned you were the national runner-up last year. Again, just like not making the finals for the Big Ten, does it add fuel to the fire that you were so close to winning a championship? And how bad do you want to win that NCAA national championship?
yeah, last year being runner-up, I was really happy about it. Obviously, would have wanted to win, but I was, first time being up on that podium area, number 2, and then indoors was honestly more brutal being third, because I think I lost by only 9 centimeters, that's the difference between pushing the ball here and here. It's so that one was tough to swallow. I've thought about that all season. I'm glad I got those guys to be able to compete against and push me to go harder. So I'm excited for outdoors.
You could tell your excitement, just like in your high school days, Mr. Calm. I mean, I think that's why you're so good. You speak of being excited, but you seem so calm there. So you talked about the NCAA championships. You have those going on, and then some pretty cool stuff still going on for you. In July, you'll be heading to Germany and the World University Games. Describe what that is like for people and how excited you are to be taking part in that.
Yeah, it's really awesome to be a part of. I get to wear some like Team USA gear. I've done that before. I went to U23s like 2 years ago, but I'm excited to compete overseas again. I've never been across either ocean, so I'm excited for that. And they take, like, I think for track events they take 2 for each event. So it'll be me and another thrower from South Carolina who I've got to meet and compete against a couple times, and then I think the Illinois women's shot putter is going to go. I'm not sure who the other women's shot putter is. So yeah, and I'm sure there's a bunch of other great athletes. Some I've probably met before. So it's exciting. And there's a bunch of other events too. I know they do basketball. I'm sure they do probably all the events that you would see in college. Tennis, I guess.
Yeah. That's awesome. No, I love it. And then in August, you have your U.S. Championships. What exactly is that you'll be doing with, what's the stage for that?
Yeah, so they take the top 16 ranked U.S. men, college and professional, and you compete in Eugene, Oregon. I think the top 2 or 3 get to go to the World Championships. So I'm excited to compete against those professionals. They make me look small. It's crazy. I got to get my bench up. I got to get in the weight room a little more. But yeah,
I don't know if it's possible to make you look small, but I want to remind everybody the new ways to follow Beyond the Stands podcast. You can do that on Spotify, CastBox, Pocket Cast, and iHeartRadio. You said you got to get your bench up. I know you were a monster in the weight room when I last saw you. What are we lifting these days? What are we squatting? Just give people an idea Because you told me before we got on here you're about 6'4", 315. What do we look like in the weight room these days to give people an idea of the work we're getting done there?
Yeah, I think in the fall we maxed out bench. I think I did 455, and then we don't really max out squat much. We do a lot of safety squats. I've gotten up to 800 on there. Those are like Hatfield squats. You like have bars you can hold as well, so you can
Wow.
use your arms. It's not as much pressure on your back. Power clean. I guess we do a lot of hang clean, not so much from the ground. I think I've gotten up to like 375 maybe for a couple reps. So
Wow.
yeah.
That's incredible. I mean, that really is. So, describe to everybody. You just recently graduated from Wisconsin. You're living the life. I guess not many people get to say this, but you're kind of a professional shot putter. Is that what we're doing these days?
Yeah, I'm not going to use that title till after nationals, but that's the plan. That's the plan.
So,
Yeah, I'm
what will the
gonna
next, I
try and
guess,
find like a
few months or year be like as a professional shot putter?
yeah after nationals. I mean, I guess after U.S. championships, I'm gonna try and find a like part-time job with my degree. I got a mechanical engineering degree, so that's exciting. And then hopefully find a part-time job, and then keep throwing on the side as a pro shot putter.
So you want to be a pro shot putter. Obviously, you're among the best in the country. What is the end all? Is it the Olympics? What is the end all be all goal for Jason Swarens?
Yeah, the goal is the Olympics, World Championships, indoor and outdoor. I'd probably have to throw, I would say 22 meters, at least 2250 maybe, to make those world meets. So that's, I don't know what that is in feet, probably like 73, 74 feet. So I'm about 4 feet off.
So
A lot of that's going to come from like weight room and
okay, I was going to
keep
say that was
training
my next
throwing and
question.
all
So you're
that.
about 4 feet off. How do you get? I mean that to that mark.
Yeah. Definitely some, I mean, my form isn't perfect. There's some things I could do there. And then I really do have to get a lot stronger. Just in the weight room. Got to be in the weight room all fall. That's the plan.
So you mentioned one of the goals, obviously, is the Olympics. What would it mean to you, being from Terre Haute, to make the Olympics, represent the United States, and possibly compete and win a medal? What would that mean to Jason?
Oh, that would be amazing. Especially with the next Olympics being in Los Angeles, like home country would be awesome. There's some amazing athletes I would love to watch there as well. And I know I'll be competing, but it'd be cool to see that.
The smile on your face says a lot. You're really lit up there at the chance of trying to make the Olympics in the United States. That would definitely be cool. So I mentioned like you've had a storied career, 2-time first team All-American in shot put, 3-time overall All-American. You hold the Wisconsin indoor and outdoor record holder for shot put. When Jason went to Wisconsin, back in 2020, 2021, did you imagine that you'd be able to accomplish everything that you've done up there in Madison?
Yes, to an extent. Like when I got here, I went from the glide to the rotation, so that took up a lot of my mind space. That was a hard task to do, but I think my sophomore year I threw like 19.32 meters, which I think is around 64 feet. That was my high school PR. I think once I threw that, I was like, I can do some pretty amazing things here. And I think sure enough, not that outdoor, but the outdoor after that, broke the school record at the Penn Relays in Philadelphia. That was my first year going to nationals, and then this year I finally broke the indoor record. That one, I don't know why that one took me so long to break, but once I did that, yeah.
Is it pretty cool being, I mean, this young man from Terre Haute, Indiana, and you're at a major university of Wisconsin? I mean, making that name for yourself, is that pretty cool?
Yeah, it's awesome. There's a lot of people that support me from Terre Haute, a lot of my mom and dad's friends, and friends from home are always supporting me. So yeah, it's awesome.
Now I got to ask you. You mentioned your parents, and people might not know this about you, but your mom, Holly Highland, was an incredible track and field athlete, All-American at Indiana State. So would you say you got a little bit of the genetics from her?
Definitely, definitely a lot of genetics from both sides. But my entire mom's side of the family did track in college. So my mom did track at ISU. My aunt, well, one of my aunts did track here at University of Wisconsin. She was a long jumper and triple jumper. My other aunt, she did track at Illinois State. I think she was a multi. And my uncle did track at La Crosse in Wisconsin. And then Grandpa played football here as well. So athletes in the family.
That's some pretty good genes in that family. Again, want to thank the sponsors of the show, Crow Equipment Incorporated, Snap Home Media LLC, Sycamore Insurance Associates, and Andrews Heating and Air Conditioning. And remember, you can always follow Beyond the Stands on mywabashvalley.com. We talked about your mom and how good she was. Has she been a coach to you? Has she been someone that motivates you? You know how good she was. You want to do just as good. How has that relationship been on the track side with your mom?
Yeah, she's just there to support me. She's never really been the type to coach me. I know she could. A lot of parents try and do that, but she was always like, "Yeah, no, do your thing. You got coaches for a reason. Listen to them." It's always been like that, and she's just there to support me and help me out. And so yeah.
That's pretty cool. And one thing people might not know about you, you've had a tremendous career with the University of Wisconsin track and field team, but you also drew the interest of the Badgers football team a little bit. At 6'4", 315, you certainly fit the bill of a Division I football player. I remember covering you at Terre Haute South on the offensive line. You were a monster then. I guess talk about how you did go for a tryout and everything you kind of toyed with a little bit with Badgers football.
Yeah, I think it was my sophomore year, or maybe, yeah, I'm pretty sure sophomore or junior year. I got in contact with the coaches because I really just missed football, and I was like, I want to try out. So I did like a walk-on tryout. Didn't really hear anything. I know it would have been tough because on a track scholarship, I would have had to have gotten a football scholarship if I didn't want to pay for school. So didn't hear back from that. I also went to a few camps at Wisconsin in high school. It was funny. I was looking up my name online and like went way back, and there was an article from one of the camps that I went to here at the University of Wisconsin. And I guess I had a really good rep against like one of their best D lineman recruits, which I had no clue at the time. I was just some like clueless high schooler just going to a camp. But I wish I would have saw that back then, but I think things turned out just fine.
Things have turned out fine, but like you said, have you missed, I'm sure you go to football games at Wisconsin to jump around. Have you missed playing, especially maybe a chance in that atmosphere?
Yeah, I definitely have missed it a lot. I love football. It holds a special place in my heart. You never know. Maybe one day I'll like go on a practice squad or something. I'll try out in the NFL maybe. I know Ryan Krauser, some of the pro shot putters, they get, like Ryan Krauser's a monster. He's like 6'8", probably 330 at least. He's the world record holder right now. And I know he's gotten invites to, I think, the Colts mini camp. They're like, hey, we want you, man. Like, you're massive, you're strong. You might be able to play. But I think he stuck with it. So
that's pretty cool. That's something definitely you could pursue down the road.
Yeah.
Want to reflect back on your days at Terre Haute South. Like I said, I had the privilege to cover you. Just a tremendous athlete. How much do you remember 2019 winning that IHSAA shot put state championship? And it wasn't even close. You killed the field that day. How much do you remember that, and how special a place does that hold with you?
Yeah, I do remember that. That was actually on my is that my 17th birthday, I think? Yeah, right on the day. So I remember that. I had some family there. I remember, I don't know. I don't remember the weather or anything like that. It was a good day, though.
And unfortunately, and I have no problem saying this, you would have been a two-time state champion. You didn't get to throw your senior year because of COVID. How tough was that, not being able to defend your title?
It was really tough. I think just like it was tough going into college, like not knowing how far I could have thrown. I think I could have got to 70 feet, or at least the Indiana State record. I know Tucker Smith, who's now at Oklahoma. I know him. I think he broke 70, which I'm happy for that. But yeah, going into freshman year, I was like, man, I wish I could have seen what I could have thrown. But switching from the glide to the rotation, it kind of just is like, all right, it doesn't matter what you glided now. It's time to get rotating and figure that out.
Good deal. And like I said, I mentioned in your track career, you had a lot of good football memories. You guys had some success when you were there. I know you had a monster offensive line and a good run on the football field. Do you have any other special memories from your time at Terre Haute South, whether track or football, that we didn't talk about?
Oh, I always loved just our rivalry with Terre Haute North. I'll remember. I don't remember if it was my senior year or junior year. We went into like overtime in our rivalry game, and I always think about that. So we actually I have a teammate right now who went to Bloomington North as well. So I talk about
any
football
trash talking between you two. Did you beat him in high school, or he gets you?
We beat him in high school. Yeah.
Well,
I think we beat him in overtime.
Awesome to catch up with you. I know you're a busy man these days, training for a lot of things, but keep up the great work. I always follow you from Wisconsin or wherever you are around the country, just absolutely killing it in shot put. And I hope you get your dreams, and next time I talk to you, maybe you're a world champion, maybe qualifying for the Olympics, something like that. But keep doing your thing, bud, and proud of you back here in Terre Haute.
Thank you very much. Thanks for having me.
That is University of Wisconsin. Jason Swarens holds their record in shot put. He's doing big things. We'll see what he does this summer. That does it for your latest edition of Beyond the Stands.